Hello, loves. So today I wanted to have a brief chat and channel session with you about when you're feeling down and the energy and even the mental health aspects when you're overwhelmed, when a lot's coming at you, when you're sad or in a funk, when you're on a lower vibration, as some of us spiritual people like to say. First of all, I wanted to let you know that psychologically, there doesn't have to be anything wrong with you. While you can be potentially suffering from a chemical imbalance, if it's something that's long term, and you should definitely see a medical professional about that if you need to, I want you to also understand that even if you are going through a chemical imbalance, or if it's just a random negative time or negative moment in your life, there's nothing wrong with you and there's nothing wrong with your brain. And it doesn't say anything about you spiritually for you to be in or get into a funk or get into a mood and not necessarily be able to get yourself out of that place right away. I want to reframe it for you because I know that a lot of us, especially in the spiritual community, have been taught to be self-deprecating. And a lot of us who are empaths, who pick up on other people's feelings or have been made responsible for other people's feelings starting at a young age and taken that on as a habit, have a tendency to self-deprecate and to make ourselves feel bad when we're feeling bad emotions and get ourselves in a deeper downward spiral or hole. Because I suppose we feel guilty for not being love and light all the time. This can be an ingrained pattern or belief system that our families pushed upon us because most empaths were born into families who were not capable or ready or responsible enough to be responsible for their own energy and emotions. And so those people often that raised us often had poor boundaries, poor emotional stability or control, poor emotional expression, and we often took on their emotions or the processing of their emotions. And when we weren't able to do so, we were often met with clapback from our family, at the very least in terms of resentment from them. And so we've carried that tradition on, that when we aren't able to process negative energy or negative emotion, whether it's for ourselves or for the collective, when we aren't able to clear that and make it immediately better, like our caretakers wanted us to in early childhood, we feel very bad about ourselves. We feel guilty, and then we dig ourselves deeper into that funk, down further into that downward spiral, rather than be kind to ourselves the way that we would be to someone else, and understand that we're human, we're allowed to feel our way through emotions, we're allowed to process emotions, we're allowed to have a reaction to negative events that happen to us. Especially if you are in a cycle where you're clearing a lot of karma or you're having a lot of heavy events happen to you, often we make that process worse by not having the answers right away, or by not being able to regulate ourselves back to what we believe a happy and love and light and positive reaction is. So I wanted to let you know that when you're having a lot of reactions, and obviously the goal in spirituality is not to act on your reactions, but to understand and process them so that they don't control you, right? That's where we get a lot of Buddhism aspects as well. But I want you to understand that when you're having a lot of negative reactions and emotions happening, it's not that you're not capable of being the high priest or high priestess that you are. It's not that you are being negative. It's not that you should be shaming yourself in any way. And it's not even that you're not using your gift properly and seeing what you need to about a situation. It is that you are being human, that your body is processing emotion for and with you. And most often when you're feeling bad about a situation, it is your mind's way and your body's way of trying to tell you that there are unmet needs. Okay, so even if you're grieving, even if that's your response to what's going on in your life right now, or in the past, your body is telling you that you have an unmet need. Maybe if you're grieving for a loved one, you have an unmet need from that loved one that they cannot fulfill anymore, either because of their physical passing or because of their inability to maintain their position in your life. And sometimes, we have these negative reactions not only because of unmet needs that we have in the moment, but because we are spiritual and multidimensional beings, and because many of us are also neurodivergent rather than neurotypical, and because many of us are light workers who work with different timelines, sometimes we carry the weight of a perceived possible future timeline, which is negative, and we start implementing the unmet needs that we have for the future. And then we start feeling bad and stressed and fearful and sad about that now. And we take that on and we dig ourselves into this spiral and frustration and fear and worry now about something that isn't even here yet, and about unmet needs that aren't even here yet, forgetting to realize and recognize, okay, let's sort through, because all we really have is now. And I don't need to keep projecting into that fearful future by keeping myself in a negative state now out of fear of unmet needs I might have then. So I've been in that place a lot, until you do this reframing and reestablishment and try to be appreciative for what you have in the moment, and sort through what needs do you have in this exact moment, just this moment. I know it's really difficult, but what needs do you have in just this moment? And are they being met right now? Are you warm enough or cool enough right now? Are you satiated in your physical hunger right now? Are you hydrated enough right now? Is it the moment that need that you're thinking of and fearing of and stressing out over is actually due? Or is that moment upcoming and you're projecting into the continuation of that need being unmet, rather than recentering, regrounding in this moment, establishing appreciation for what needs are met, and thereby helping free yourself of some of that weight so that you're not drudging to that negative future or negative projection, and you're regrounding in a more positive state to attempt to create a better trajectory where that need can be met, because you're no longer constantly vibrating at the vibration of fearing that it's not met. And often for many of us, for me in particular, those fears have been about money. So if it's not the actual due date of a bill, this would be a great way to recenter on those days when it's not the actual due date, and try to rework your vibration a little bit so that you can be more open to positive solutions coming through. With relationships, it gets a little bit more difficult because very often we are in the position where somebody is not meeting a need. But I would say if you're not in their physical presence or in their phone or internet presence at that exact moment, it would be a good time when you're on your own to sort through and say, well, what needs do I actually have from that person that are being unmet? Do we have an agreement, a conscious and co-conscious agreement for them to meet that need that they are actually ignoring and rebuking on? Or is it a need that I need to meet myself and I'm blaming them for? Or is it a need that I'm asking them to meet with my body and with my energy and with my wants and my needs, but I haven't actually asked them to meet with my voice, and I'm already getting down on myself and them because I'm forgetting my role in actually using my voice and voicing my needs and my opinion? So those are the main ones. Those are some questions to ask yourself and to journal with, perhaps, and to meditate with. There are vocal light codes in this audio, so you can listen to that again and bookmark or save this audio or video and come back to it whenever you need it. And I would love if you would share this information with someone. If you know that they're having a hard time, or you think they are, or you want to discuss ways that you've had shared hard times in the past, I think that would be a lovely thing to do, and sharing it with someone that you think it would help, or someone that you think will spark a positive conversation with you, or share with your followers on social media. That's much appreciated. And I would appreciate if you liked and enjoyed the content, if you give this a like or a heart, a follow or a subscribe if you're in resonance with me. All of that helps the information get out there to help more people, because I know that we are so powerful. We are so powerful. If you're here, you are more than likely a light worker, and you are implementing massive change in a positive way, not only in your own life, but in the lives of your family line and those that you help and those around you. And I love and appreciate you for that. And I believe this is information that needs to be out there more, because I know that I certainly needed to hear it at times in my life and journey, and I would love more people to hear it as well. So thank you for spreading the word and hearting and liking and following and subscribing and all the things. If you are in resonance and you need more energetic help and support with this, perhaps you would like to reach out to me for a quantum session, which you can find on my website, damseldesigns.com, which is always linked in either the bio or the description. And if you would like to dive deeper and break down more of your patterns and dive into energetic healing, you can contact me to go further than session work and see if we're a good fit for one-on-one quantum coaching, energy healing, spiritual learning programs, etc. And you can also visit my website, damseldesigns.com, where you will also find energy art activations, and enlightened merch and other vibe-raising products and services. So I would love to have you visit there. If this has helped you and you feel called and drawn and able, you can also show and share your appreciation with all amounts appreciated donations through my PayPal, which is always also linked in either the bio or the description. All amounts are appreciated in exchange for this energy that I share freely with the collective, and it helps booster me as well. So I appreciate you for that. No pressure if you are not able to donate. It's just a way for us to have a back and forth exchange, and I appreciate you for that, or for other ways that you are able to share. The PayPal, by the way, if you can't reach a link, is paypal.me/DeezenLightenedEdits. And again, no obligation. It's really all for appreciation. So with that, I am going to close out this chat and channel session for the day. You can look up other chat and channel sessions that we have had, and I am very pleased and thankful to have had you, and I hope and pray and am sending positive blue and violet flame energy through the vocal of this, in case you are ready and willing to receive it, that if you are in a negative place, or if you have been in a negative place, that this energy and this perspective reframes that for you and helps you rise yourself to the position of light that you are, and that you are always worthy of. But either way, know that even in your dark and low times, you are more than worthy, you are more than capable, you are powerful, and you are amazing. I appreciate you, and I will see you next time. Be blessed. With love, light, and light codes, love Danielle, #Damsel, at DeezenLightenedEdits, damseldesigns.com. Bye for now. You got this.